Youhou, c'est Crazy, c'est Crazy ici. On se retrouve pour ma première vidéo sur cette chaîne. Sur un jeu qui a l'air vraiment pas mal, de Stanley Parable, mais qui est un peu bizarre. Donc on va commencer tout de suite. C'est parti. Temps de chargement et juste le début est sous-titré en anglais, mais après ça reviendra en français. Je sais pas, c'est un petit bug. Voilà.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Wow. Alors ce mec a la voix que toute personne...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Donc je disais, il a la voix que tout le monde...
No matter how hard Stanley looked,
Ta gueule.
he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Il a la voix que tout le monde dans le monde aimerait avoir, je pense. La plus belle voix du monde, ça. Donc ouais, c'est vraiment pas mal, c'est vraiment beau, je trouve. Mais il n'y a personne. Et ça, c'est bizarre. Ça, c'est très bizarre. Waouh. Bon, on avance.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Gauche? Non. Droite.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
On dirait que tout est prévu pour quoi qu'on fasse, il y a du dialogue. Tout est prévu.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Ok, je reste ici. Alors?
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Traverser la première porte à gauche. Ah non. Je sais pas. Oui, on va aller par là.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh. Il voudrait que j'aille par là, mais je pense que je vais aller par là. Ça a l'air beaucoup plus intéressant. Hop là. Oups. Wow. Je savais pas qu'il fallait appuyer. Oula. Temps de chargement là, ça annonce rien de bon.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Ah, à droite, ok. C'est fermé. Ok.
No,
Oh.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Je suis manipulé.
Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ah, voilà. Ok. Ici, non. On descend alors. Wow.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Ok.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Wow. Vous imaginez ce qu'il y a dans des bureaux? Oh là. Et on démarre du début. Ok. C'est parti.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I know. Enfonce.
When Stanley... Wait.
Wow.
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Ah. Ah, ça a l'air vraiment pas mal. Allez, c'est parti. Un de ces labyrinthes. Wow. Qui ferait des murs comme ça, quoi? Ok. Ouf. Allez, par là.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh. Pourquoi il nous a fait encore recommencer, là? Oh là là. Allez.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ok. Wow, plus de portes.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
What the fuck?
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Allez, ouvre. Merci. Ok. Ah, si ça se trouve, il y avait une note. Non. Il n'y a rien. Non plus.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it
Ça
comes.
a totalement changé là.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way
Oh
and
là là.
retrace our
C'est
steps.
n'importe quoi. C'est n'importe... Oh mon dieu.
Now this...
Faut avouer que c'est
Well, I'll
vachement
be
bon.
honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
Déjà?
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is.
No,
I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, ce mec, quoi, ce mec. Il me contrôle totalement. Oh, ok.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Comme par hasard. Encore des portes qui n'étaient pas ouvertes tout à l'heure.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Ok, donc on retient tableau bleu. Ah, c'est bizarre. Allez, on continue. Toutes fermées les portes. Elles sont toutes.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, qu'est-ce qu'il raconte, je suis la ligne. Oh, encore.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Ah, encore. Je sens que ça va être long. Ça va être super long. Ok.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ah, bonne idée.
Now, Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
Oh, c'est quoi, ça?
Whatever it might be, Stanley,
N'importe
I'm
quoi.
ready for it.
Je pense qu'il se sert complètement de moi. What the fuck? Oh mon dieu.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
On marche. Oh. Comment je fais pour aller là-haut? Ok, on y va pas. Ah, une nouvelle pièce. Bien.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay,
Whoa, okay.
So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with a counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Ah, j'aurais bien voulu aller à gauche. J'aurais bien voulu aller à gauche. Ah non. Wow.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending.
La fin
You're telling me
confuse.
that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Stanley
So
died.
now, according
Oh
to
mon
the
Dieu.
schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
Elle ouvre la porte.
I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Ça c'est un bon gars ça.
And the timer
Whoa.
stopped?
Non.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Y a personne ici.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Wow. Ok. Il y a eu une fin forcée. Le mec, est-ce qu'il a perdu la mémoire? Est-ce qu'il a perdu la mémoire? On va voir.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Tout recommence. Donc il y a plusieurs fins. Si on prend une porte.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Admire it. Oh.
Wow. Yes. This room.
Okay.
What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Left? Non. Je vais par là.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Est-ce que je traverse? Hop.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Si je saute,
I'm not your
ça
enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
N'importe quoi. Bon, on recommence. On recommence, j'ai fait le con.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Le dialogue a encore changé là, pardon.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Le salon.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ouais, je sais. Bon.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Wow, c'est qui c'est qui celle-là?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Qui? C'est vachement... Wow. Non, je vais pas là-dedans, il fait trop noir. D'accord. Ah. Wow.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Allô? Allô, oui? Il y a quelqu'un?
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Oh.
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Wow.
Gotcha.
J'ai eu peur.
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Oh, mais le bâtard.
Sorry, but you're
Hey.
in my story now.
Oh. Le mec.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Bonjour. RT sur votre appareil.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Je vais essayer d'appuyer sur autre chose. Non, donc sur A.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Je vais appuyer sur B. Quelle télé? Ah, ouais, celle-là.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Oh là là, pour dire je t'aime. Eh bébé.
But there is no answer.
Oh.
How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
LB.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Ah, ok. Pour aller au travail le matin. Non, je ne vais pas appuyer. Je ne vais pas appuyer. Je résiste encore. Je pense que je suis con. Je pense qu'il faut que j'appuie quand même. Oh, j'avais pas vu qu'on pouvait faire ça. Je suis couché là. Bon, je pense que je dois appuyer, allez.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Je suis de retour dans mon bureau là. LT. Mais non, j'ai pas envie d'appuyer, mais il faut que j'appuie. Allez.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I...
Ok. Bug. Ou pas. C'est vraiment, vraiment, vraiment bizarre. Alors cette fois... Ok, non. Bon. Pour voir la suite... On se retrouvera au prochain épisode. Allez, tchuss les gens. Et portez-vous bien.